ever had before, yet we have more loneliness. We have more isolation.
Every Thursday, he had a client who was draining his energy, just leaving him feeling completely depleted. So he had nothing left to give to his wife or his child.
That's incredible. And, using that intentionality, you've met and worked with countless leaders in business, some of the biggest in the world, also leaders in spirituality and innovation. So, what would you say are some of the characteristics or the traits that set the truly extraordinary people apart from most of the rest of the population?
Focus. If I were to be 100% clear, really what sets the people I've known who have sold billion-dollar companies or built empires or done different things is they're focused. I think that it's so easy for so many of us to get distracted, even by other business ideas. I'm, as culpable of anybody else as that. It's just like there's so many wonderful people to partner with and things we could be doing. And when I look at the people who are really, really successful, what they do, they're laser focused. They're really clear. They see what it is that they're going after and they're unwavering. And when I look at things that that I've manifested in my own life. It's the things that I am laser focused and unyielding about that 1000% of the time show up. But the things where you have any doubts or, yeah, buts, it's just not going to happen. It has to be that clarity and certainty beyond logic.
So, if someone who's listening right now or watching, rather, feels like they're unfocused or they're stuck, maybe they're disconnected from their higher purpose, what advice would you give them to get on that track?
Mm. Number one is just to acknowledge it. Step one is to bring awareness to it. Most of us go our whole lives unconscious, that we're not even aware that we're unfocused. So, step one is to become aware of it. Step two is to set alarms. I love my husband. He has time blindness. Love that man to pieces. He runs his own very successful company. He's very ADHD. I'm autistic. He's autistic too, but he presents more ADHD and I present more autistic. And so one day his assistant was on vacation in Thailand and he missed like every single call, like literally like call he was supposed to be on. He was like, late or missed the call. I'm like, honey, hand me your phone. So a lovely, peaceful way that I help to keep myself focused and I teach other entrepreneurs to do is to set alarms, and to just remind yourself. So whatever it is you're intending to accomplish, every Sunday, I look at my week. I actually have a three-prong calendar system. I have my
Okay.
Google Calendar, I have a notes section of my calendar, and then I set alarms every week. So what I do is I cross-check the moment something goes in my diary, I put it in the notes section of my phone. Then every Sunday, I set an alarm for every single call I have for that week, a very peaceful, lovely, I recommend like classical music, just something wonderful. So I put an alarm on, and then that keeps me on track. And then if I have other projects I want to do, one of my business coaches and partners and dear friends, Jocelyn Herman Sacchio, who's a dear friend of mine, has been mentoring me for years. Joss has a program called Unmessable With, and she has a calendar workshop on her website. You can go find it, where she teaches entrepreneurs to put in their calendar everything you want to do, from meditation time to time with your kids, and then to block spare time. So, everybody, if you have kids or life or business, whatever, everybody's like, well, fires come out. So, you put in, half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour a day of fire putting out time, whatever that looks like. Or I call it bonus time because I don't want to create that there's going to be fires, but I call it a bonus call time in case I have an emergency or something I need to deal with. And then just really abiding by that and using again Melissa's tool, my friend Melissa, of the three things that you want to accomplish every day and get an accountability buddy. That is one of the most powerful things in the world is to have a friend where you text that person every morning the top three things you intend to fulfill that week or that day. I do it on a Sunday as well. So you can send your accountability buddy what are the 5 to 7 things you want to do that week, and then you text them every day. And at the end of every day, you just text the other person back and say, how did you do on fulfilling on those? And they do the same for you, and you hold each other to account.
That's wonderful. And I know that for me, um, very few people are really truly self motivated. I fall into that category on certain things. So when you said your husband as far as any ADHD, I was like, "What? What?"
Yeah.
'Cause
Yep.
I
Well,
haven't, getting that myself. And so the thing is, though, that when it comes to my workouts, I am regimented. They are non-negotiable. I am on it. For the past few months, it's been very, very Spartan on my eating and what I put into my body. Very, I do my best. I don't even have a TV, so I don't watch TV. I don't watch anything that I don't want to experience. There's so much that are things that are low vibration or negative, scary, violent that I just don't put into my world. That said, when I talked with Jocelyn and she just interviewed me for her Unmessable work
good. I'm so
earlier this week, she's incredible, and she gave me some great coaching, and some of the things that we were talking about on that were things that I had heard before, of course, but sometimes you just need to hear it from a certain person. That's say it's the timbre of their voice, or it's the words in the way that they say it, or maybe you are the student and you now are now ready and the teacher has appeared for you. And so everybody who's out there watching, that's why I'm like, go to Jennifer K. Hill or go to her YouTube, subscribe to her. All of her wisdom is as profound or more profound than what you're hearing right now. And make sure you share this episode because there are many people in your life that are going to benefit greatly. And you don't even know how much unless you share it. And there's you know, Jen, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here with, are you familiar with Buckminster Fuller?
Yeah, I've heard of his work. A friend of mine, oh my gosh, who wrote a book, Cosmometry, Marshall, a friend of mine, wrote a book, Cosmometry, and was the first one to introduce me to Buckminster's work.
Ah, beautiful. So Buckminster Fuller, for the people out there who don't know who Bucky, well, that's how he went, was Bucky was when he was physical, is he was considered the Da Vinci of the modern era. He had 50 doctorate degrees, 50 doctorate degrees. He was brilliant beyond even comprehension, really. And one of the things that he talks about in his books, in his writings, is precession. Now, I've had people ask me, what is precession? Well, the concept of precession, as he outlined, is that as we move through time and through space, and we're living our life at 90 degrees to our vision, meaning it's just outside our peripheral, we're not aware of it. We're sending out energy that is influencing the universe and influencing other people. And we will never, not necessarily, we may never, and most likely, we'll never know what kind of energy we have put out in our precession as we're moving through our life. But we are always sending energy out. You cannot stop, period. Like full stop. You can't. So, what kind of energy do you want to put out there? And how you go through your life and who you are being, that really determines the positivity and the level of power of the processional energy that you're sending out, and you can save people's lives and never even know it. But that doesn't mean that if you work through your life from a point of, well, I'm here just to do this, that you're also not doing far greater things than you're even aware of. And so I have to say, Jen, when you talk about meeting thousands of people, connecting thousands of people, the things that you've done with me, like even Jocelyn, Marusha, which Marusha's going to be on the show as well later. The thing is, your procession is very intentional and it is epic. Like it is not like massive. The amount of change so many people talk about being the change that they want to see in the world. And then there are the people that actually walk that talk, and they are. And you are definitely one of those people. So for everybody who's out there, make sure you bookmark this too and come back and listen to this again. You won't pick up everything that Jen has said in the first viewing, but that's the thing on about the 40th time. Yeah, you will. And Jen, you've got these huge visions, and I don't think I've ever really talked to you about what is your vision of the future of conscious leadership and really this global connection, like on the big scale. What's your big dream?
Yeah, my big dream really truly from the bottom of my heart is to connect 1 billion people deeply to themselves and others and their purpose. And I was just reading the book, The Celestine Prophecy. Have you read that one, Nate?
Oh, I wore it out. Actually, James Redfield, he and I were good buddies. We've never met, but I actually it fell apart. I bet
Yeah,
it's amazing.
never heard of that book. Another mutual friend is like had told me a couple weeks ago about it, like 2 Fridays ago, and, like, within a weekend, I had finished it. And it's so beautiful about, this book talks about the 9 insights, and it's a fictional story about 9 insights that were, like, hidden from humanity because they threaten the church, etcetera, etcetera. And one of the insights talks about what does the future of humanity hold? And this was predicted because it was 30 plus years ago. And it talks about the future of humanity and that there will come a time where humans will only work 3 to 4 hour work or 3 to 4 day work weeks, and they'll be being paid for their insights instead of doing. And it's interesting because we're at that point. We're at that inflection point right now with humanity where technology is far surpassing anything we could imagine. And many
Right.
people are going into fear and doubt and worry. And that's why the only way I was gonna say to combat this, but I don't like that word. The only way to dance with this, Nate, is
You
to connect to ourselves. The more we just love ourselves, everybody just take a moment, get your phone.
you did on story, Kim. Absolutely.
My
Mm.
mom sent me this. My mom and I are very close, and she sent me an article like a few weeks ago. And she's like, honey, there's this article that says if you hug yourself for 20 seconds every day, it'll improve your well being. I was like, Mom, I've been doing that every day for like 9 years. And I love it, but just little things like that. So I wish from the bottom of my heart, that is my dream. And in terms of OptiNatch, what we hope to do is I would love for us to be able, and this is on our roadmap and what we want to be able to do, that you carry your OptiMatch profile with you wherever you go, and that you can naturally find if you're going to an event, if you're online, if you're on Indeed looking at jobs, you could literally scroll over the manager and see, oh, the manager of this company are an 87% match. Good to know. And even if it's, say, your dream job and you see you and that manager are 40% match, then maybe you can learn to speak that way because we can evolve and devolve our motivators. And depending on how bad you want that job or that, but it could help inform us. I would love to see everybody have informed relationships where instead of reacting to one another's wounded children, that we're interacting with one another's alive, fully vibrant, adult, conscious, and conscientious selves. And that's the vision I'm holding for humanity and that I know is coming very soon.
Beautiful. And I've been saying this for a while that with the advent of AI and now going to be AGI, it's going to give us the opportunity to not have to work the 40, 50, 60 hours a week in order to provide our sustenance and sustainability and survival. So then what will happen is in my crystal ball, I'm seeing that many people will have that extra time that now is taken up with work or to-dos and have-tos and obligations to actually sit with themselves and ask the big questions like, well, who am I? How did I get here? Why am I here? What is my real purpose? And where am I going afterwards? You know, the little questions, the superficial ones. But then there's also, and I'm sure you'll agree that with we've got augmented reality, we have virtual reality. And if you've ever seen the movie Ready Player One, where all
Oh,
of society is in the matrix or in their like on purpose, we also, I'm sure, will have some people that is their soul's design. That is their purpose for being here, is to actually go into this even more of an unconscious and distracted world. And so for me, that is one thing that I am just absolutely here to do, is to help people go within themselves, because this honestly inside here is the greatest amusement park and with all the rides that you will ever possibly, you have to pay the entrance fee there. You have to actually sit down and, like Patriji with PSSM talked about, meditate daily, be with your breath, and just come back to that breath. Make sure you're putting your pyramid on, you are dropping in with this energy, and you're asking those big questions. Because as pieces of the infinite, unlimited, eternal being, we all came here to learn and to grow, and we're having experience. We can't shut it off. It's ongoing. We're going to be existing no matter what. And we don't get this forever. And so, like Jen was talking about, getting to the end of every single day and saying, I just squeezed every last drop of life out of my 24 hours. How many of us can truly say that we do that? I'm going to out myself and say, yeah, there are many days I don't feel like I did that. The thing is, though, that every single one of us can. And so, Jen, this has been such an amazing conversation with you. For those who want to connect with you and learn more about Optimatch, dive deeper into your work, they can go to om.app/survey. Is there, and definitely follow Jennifer K. Hell on YouTube. Is there any other way that they can get a hold of you if they want to learn more about the amazing being that you are?
Oh, thank you, Nate. Yeah, so if you go to my website, Jennifer K as in kite, Hill, HILL.com, you'll be offered the chance to sign up for my newsletter on there on App. You can also find media appearances. I'm sure this one will be up there as well. And yeah, I just love connecting with people, being of service. I recently started a newsletter on LinkedIn. It was actually inspired by Marusha. Have you tried the whole newsletter thing, Nate?
I have not. No, I think that's my next step, though.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So you can subscribe. I do a weekly newsletter on LinkedIn. I actually just wrote an article this week about both the Chinese New Year. I did 2 articles this week. Sometimes I don't know about you, Nate. When I get inspired to write, it just flows through me. Like I can't stop it. Like sometimes I'm given multiple articles at the same time and I just share them. So one was actually about the Celestine prophecy and the 4 control dramas, and the other was one of my favorite stories ever, a Kabbalistic story called The Skinny Cow. So if you want to know what you're meant to let go of this year, go check out the Skinny Cow story I wrote on LinkedIn.
I love it. I will. I will. And so, right here toward the end of our episode, what final message do you want to leave the audience with about mindfulness, connection, and also service?
Before we can ever be of service to anybody else, we have to be sure our cup is filled. And if we try to give from an empty cup, then we will live at the effect of life for the rest of our lives. So, the best wisdom I could offer any of you is fill up your own cup and give from the overflow. So that way there's always extra, there is never anything lacking. And it's from that place that you'll be able to give to yourself, to give to others, and to fulfill your purpose.
Whoa. And that is about, I think, the fifth time this week that I've heard that. Thank you, Jen. You are the fifth knock from the universe right here for me to be doing that as well. And for everyone out there, oh, without a doubt, please, you're giving, loving, beautiful people, but you have to put the mask on yourself first on the airplane if there's an emergency, right? Before you start helping anybody else. And that's such a great thing, Jen. I'm on it. I'm on it. First thing I'm doing after this is om.app/survey and then following your newsletter. Thank you again, Jennifer, for being here. It's always an honor and a deep pleasure to have any kind of interaction with you. It's just one of the most awesome things. And for everybody out there, please watch this again. This will never get old. There will always be, just like Patriji's messages. If you listen to, read Paramahansa Yogananda, read Deepak, read Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, you are going to go deeper into the wisdom of these words every single time you do it. So I hope that you make listening to this literally a weekly ritual. Honestly, this is one of the most amazing interviews that I've ever conducted, Jennifer. And I want to say thank you for being here. For everybody, you only have this one life to live, so make it epic and legendary. And with that said, please make sure that you subscribe to the Pyramid Meditation channel, subscribe to the internet, sorry, subscribe to Integrated Ascension Method. My new app called I Am Breath Mastery is just released, and it has a lot of free training. So you can get that on Apple and Google right now. I Am Breath Mastery, and have me with you at all times. The final thing to leave you with today is we will have another amazing, world-changing, disrupting, enlightened guest next week on Pure Minds, Pure Energy, Enlightenment Sessions with Nate and PMC. For now, have an amazing night, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. Have an amazing now on purpose. And we'll see you in the next episode. Hey, my friends, what an incredible journey we've shared today. If you felt even a spark of inspiration or power, don't let it stop here. Take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who needs it. Seriously, think of just one person who could benefit from what you've experienced today, because together we're building something so much bigger than ourselves. This is more than a show. It's a movement, a space where leaders, visionaries, and seekers like you come to transform, elevate, and align. So don't just follow, become a part of the community. Subscribe to the PMC YouTube channel and follow the I Am Integrated Ascension method everywhere you can. And let's create something extraordinary together. I'm truly excited to share with you your next step to transformation. So head over to iampure.energy and sign up for my free Perfect Breath class. You'll unlock the secret to mastering your breath, your energy, and ultimately your life. And for those who are ready to go deeper, our masterclass and weekly sessions are waiting to take you to that next level. Make sure that you're here next week because, as always, I'll be sitting down with another world-changing guest, someone who will blow your mind and give you tools to rise even higher. And don't come alone. Invite your friends, your team, or anyone who's ready to grow. And let's expand this circle of impact one breath at a time. Until then, remember, your potential is limitless, your power is real, and it all begins with a single breath. Together, we're creating the future. I'll see you next time, my friend. Together we rise. See you soon.